Hello friends, welcome to the another video of safety of KUKA robot.
Let's continue from the manual mode. Manual mode is the mode for setup work. Setup work is all the tasks that have to be carried out on the industrial robot to enable automatic operation. Setup work includes jog mode, teach, programming, program verification. The following must be taken into consideration in manual mode. If the drives are not required, they must be switched off to prevent the manipulator or the external axis from being moved unintentionally. New or modified programs must always be tested first in manual reduced velocity mode T1. The manipulator, tooling or external axis must never touch or project beyond the safety fence. Workpieces, tooling and other objects must not become jammed in industrial robot motion, nor must they lead to short circuits or to liable to fall off. All setup work must be carried out where possible from outside the safeguarded area. If the setup work has to be carried out inside the safeguarded area, the following must be taken into consideration. In manual reduced velocity mode T1, if it can be avoided, there must be no other persons inside the safeguarded area. If it is necessary for there to be several persons inside the safeguarded area, the following must be observed. Each person must have an enabling device. All persons must have an unimpeded view of the industrial robot. Eye contact between all persons must be possible at all times. The operator must be so positioned that he can see into the danger area and get out of harm's way. In manual high velocity mode T2, this mode may only be used if the application requires a test at a velocity higher than manual reduced velocity. Teaching and programming are not permissible in this operating mode. Before commencing the test, the operator must ensure that the enabling devices are operational. The operator must be positioned outside the danger zone. There must be no other persons inside the safeguarded area. It is the responsibility of the operator to ensure this. Simulation. Simulation programs do not correspond exactly to reality. Robot programs created in simulation programs must be tested in the system in manual reduced velocity mode T1. It may be necessary to modify the program. Automatic mode. Automatic mode is only permissible in compliance with the following safety measures. All safety equipment and safeguards are present and operational. There are no persons in the system. The defined working procedures are adhered to. If the manipulator or an external axis comes to a standstill for no apparent reason, the danger zone must not be entered until an emergency stop has been triggered. Maintenance and repair. After maintenance and repair work, checks must be carried out to ensure the required safety level. The valid national or regional work safety regulations must be observed for this check. The correct functioning of all safety circuits must also be tested. The purpose of maintenance and repair work is to ensure that the system is kept operational, or in the event of a fault, to return the system to an operational state. Repair work includes troubleshooting in addition to the actual repair itself. The following safety measures must be carried out when working on the industrial robot. Carry out work outside the danger zone. If work inside the danger zone is necessary, the user must define additional safety measures to ensure the safe protection of personnel. Switch off the industrial robot and secure to prevent it from being switched on again. If it is necessary to carry out work with the robot controller switched on, the user must define additional safety measures to ensure the safe protection of personnel. If it is necessary to carry out work with the robot controller switched on, this may only be done in operating mode T1. Label the system with a sign indicating that the work is in progress. This sign must remain in place even during temporary interruptions to the work. The emergency stop systems must remain active. If safety functions or safeguards are deactivated during maintenance or repair work, they must be reactivated immediately after the work is complete. Warning: before work is commenced on live parts of the robot system, the main switch must be turned off and secured against being switched on again. The system must then be checked to ensure that it is de-energized. It is not sufficient before commencing work on live parts to execute an emergency stop or a safety stop, or to switch off the drives, as this does not disconnect the robot system from the mains power supply in the case of the drives of the new generation. Parts remain energized. Death or severe injuries may result. Faulty components must be replaced using new components with the same articles, numbers or equivalent components approved by KUKA Robot GmbH for this purpose. Cleaning and preventive maintenance work is to be carried out in accordance with the operating instructions. Robot controller. Even when the robot controller is switched off, parts connected to peripheral devices may still carry voltage. The external power sources must therefore be switched off if work is to be carried out on the robot controller. The ESD regulations must be adhered to when working on components in the robot controller. Voltages in the excess of 50 volt can be present in various components for several minutes after the robot controller has been switched off. To prevent life-threatening injuries, no work may be carried out on the industrial robot in this time. Water and dust must be prevented from entering the robot controller. That's it for today's video. In the next video, we'll continue from counterbalancing system. Thank you very much.